What a day. ANC, do you see your cadent deployment? The way I am so speechless, I even stopped writing notes because I was looking at the notes during some breaks that they were having, and I would be like, what exactly has this man said? Wait a minute, what is he saying? Let's start there. And then these humble apologies, and you see, and we're like, no, I don't see. I don't see. And why you keep apologizing for something that you're going to keep repeating? When a question of yes or no, I know we are going to wind down all the way to Lutuli House for a yes or no answer. But then I also don't blame the ANC. It's the voter that I blame. Do you see? Your vote, it subjects us to people like Julius Mkwanas, who turn an entire metro of 26 departments into his spaza shop. Oh, with the assistance of Umama, who clearly had this boss attitude when she came, and she complained about it, that, oh, she's being perceived as, ma'am, you were arrogant. Check out the videos of the first day you appeared. The second day, I guess you were told, mom or whoever told you, can you just stay still and be professional? But day one, you totally disrespected the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. I don't know if you understand that you were actually disrespecting the people of South Africa. I don't know if you understand that, but I don't think you do. Then and then comes Julius Mkwanazi. Julius Mkwanazi, I ended up having a headache, even though I was so concerned about him. At first, it was entertaining, the whole water thing and the seat being hot. That seat turned into a furnace because it got to a point where he couldn't even sit down no more. He stood up. When he stood up, I thought he was running away. I was like, is he running away? No, the seat was way too hot. And then I worried about his intake of water. At first, yeah, like I said, it was funny. But as it was getting more and more worse, I did sports at school. And we used to have sports psychologists. I'm talking high school here. And one of the things that we were warned, or at least educated about, was an intake of water. And there was a terminology when you overhydrate. It basically, it's called overhydration syndrome. I think it's called a different name today because when I saw it again, when I was looking into the updates of this particular syndrome, I saw a different name. Basically, what it means is if you take too much water, you remember your brain is made of what? 70% of your brain is made of water, in case you didn't know. 70%. Just like the earth. 70% of the earth is made of water. Same thing here. So if you're going to take too much of it, you end up drowning the brain. Hence, now it's called overhydration syndrome. And one or two of its symptoms is headaches. You get so much, you get a headache, and if you are not going to find a way of getting rid of some of the water, you might get comatose. Basically, you'll fall into a coma because of the headache. And that is where like Zombulang Beswe in the hospital while you are in a coma. Because now that drowning, it stops messages being sent to your body, which includes the beating of your heart, the pituitary gland that needs to be working, all drowned. And so your vitals will begin to shut down, and that's how you die, unfortunately. So I worried about that. And I was asking myself, okay, I know the commissioners are not doctors or anything like that, but this is concerning. He was taking way too much water. And I think at some point his body might have rejected the water intake because he kind of like stopped taking it. And I was like, whoo, relief. Because the last thing that we want is his family members, after an autopsy has been performed, and then the commissioners are blamed for it, or probably even sued, because suing the commissioners is suing us, the taxpayers, by the way. So that's what I was worried about. And then the the English. So you have an MBA, and I'm sure you wrote that MBA with English. There's a lot of theses that are done there, and the letters that you keep writing, and rightfully so. Senior Counsel Silo, she said when you were scribing these letters, you were doing it in English. I thought that was a great sarcasm. You know, Miss Silo, she reminds me of a very cold. Her sarcasm has this sassiness, but at the same time, when you actually think about it, I'll deal it. In most people, it will fly over them. Like you would not realize that she actually just insulted you. And I live for people like her. I think I would have a great time just listening to her talk to people and intellectually insulting them without them realizing that they just got insulted. I love that. I do. But anyways, um I wish, guys, I had something tangible to tell you. But one thing I must give to Julius Mkwanazi, he keeps his word. Remember that video of Umama when she was retiring, and then he did that speech that he will take a bullet for her? Mm-hmm. How many times did he speak about her in when he was on the stand today? How many times? And how many times did Umama speak about him, including throwing him under Iguzu, A380, the bus, you name it, to a point where she even said, if Mkwanazi, in fact, those security, the VIP, kept VIP securities being contracted to protect the VIPs, or the principals as they call them, was irregular. That means Julius committed a crime here. But oh no, yeah, now he wants to distance himself from it. And I thought this would have been his opportunity to say, hang on a minute, but there's an accounting officer that you're leaving out of this equation. He did not. He's taking them for her. That's loyalty. That needs to be given its own flowers. And before I forget, the sign people, the people that do the sign language interpreting and sign, guys, we need to appreciate them. I saw how many times they had to exchange. I think it's just two of them. I can imagine how exhausted their arms and hands must have been. Thank you for your service, guys. Thank you so much for that. I think I should have started by saying that in the beginning. We need to appreciate these guys. We have to. I know it's their job. And yeah, that's also not like praising a fish for swimming. I realized how of a tough job it is. If you went to a gym before and you were doing exercises that involved your hands, can you imagine most of the time they're in the air? I mean, the wrists, the fingers. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Going back to this man that I don't think, I'm trying to think what sort of human being this is. At first, okay, I realize he's nervous, but okay, I understand why he's nervous. But then, as you're listening to him, you realize this man had come here to make a complete nincompoops of South Africans. Total fools by, and I think he's doing this thing, Ega Gininda, with lectures on purpose. I think he's doing it on purpose to exhaust everybody. But I think he did not calculate. This is not the ERA committee. This is not the ERA committee. These are lawyers who have been through this before. And I love how they don't give him a chance to even start lying. And what's her name? Senior Counsel Baloy, she was pressing that accelerator. She was pressing and she's like, no, I need a yes or no. This is a yes or no answer. And I like that. I mean, the shouting by Madam Silo as well, justifiable. Shouting at him was justifiable because clearly he was acting like a child. He really was acting like a child. And I was also not taking kindly to the way he was addressing the commission. Bram Mukhotsi had a strategy. This guy did not have a strategy at all. And that's why now I realize why he did not have legal representation. Because legal representatives would have given him a structure. He had no strategy, he had no structure. He was just saying, I'm going to defend myself all the way to Timbuktu if I have to. And he did, because they finished at 25 to 9 p.m. Now, I would love if Cyril Ramaphosa extended the deadline of the 17th at least to the 20th, so that we have Julius Mkhwanazi the whole day tomorrow, being the 4th of December. And then Zombona, what's his name, Senzongchunu, probably on Monday. Because in as much as Senior Counsel Silo said it's about a little over an hour having this Julius guy, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a little longer than that. I think Senzong Tunu might actually be asked to come at 2 once again. So that is why I feel like an extension is needed for the 20th of December. And then we can be satisfied. Because there's a lot of stuff that I feel that Julius Mkhwanazi needs to speak about, including his relationship with Umama. That relationship is toxic for the city. And I'm still saying that relationship, I'm sure it was a mother-son relationship type of situation, but it was toxic. You know, when a favorite child and their principal, that's a very toxic relationship. It doesn't make anybody feel comfortable. And you know, it was also funny every time when he was trying to deny something, they will pull out an email, and then he looks at the email and realizes, oh no. Then he'll say, oh no, this is fabricated, or this, I deny this. Until Senior Counsel Sandile Kumalo was like, consequences. Suddenly now he's shaking. He's shaking. And I'm sure those emails will be approved. The thing that is running away from is the accusation that Spies as well as Mapieye made in the Commission of Inquiry that Julius Mkhwanazi no longer saluted them and he no longer respected them. In fact, he was not respecting them at all. And the emails are kind of like showing it. And when he used the royal we, I then got to understand some people that come into my comment section. I think Julius Mkhwanazi is your perfect representative, if you know what I mean. It's the people that lack the skill of listening. I got to see it with my own 2 eyes today. That, oh, so this is the physical form of a person that lacks listening skills. Because people that I deal with, they listen. They don't cut in. They listen. They criticize. And then when I'm done, they ask questions. Or they would have understood what I said. Because whenever I say something, I am hoping that you understand what I'm saying. But Julius showed me some of the people that come into my comment section going off tangent from what I said. I'll give you an example. I was speaking about the mayoral candidates for the city of Johannesburg, and I think it was Busisiwe Mkhwebane that was reported that she's considering to run for the city of Johannesburg. Tell me, and I say in my video, I don't care who runs for our city mayor as long as the person is born in Johannesburg. I was accused of tribalism when I said I don't care whether the person is white, black, Indian, colored, or South African, Chinese, or even when it's fine saying, yeah, the Chinese that have been here 300 years, I'm tribalist. So clearly you're not listening. That if I say I don't care what you. I think maybe you want to say not whether you're Zulu, Xhosa, what, because you don't have skills. You have the ability to hear, but you don't have the ability to listen and understand. And Julius Mkwanazi is definitely your president. I got to see it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyways, yeah, there's a whole lot of other stuff as well that I go through in the comment section, just like this video as well. There are going to be people, you'll see them in the comments. Completely, I'm going north, they're going the opposite direction, and I'm thinking, when did I say that? But yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Maybe we're all exhausted, but I'm still going to digest everything that I heard, and then when it all comes back to me, then you will have a more comprehensive video. This is just a reaction video, by the way. This is not a commentary or analytic. Yeah, even coconuts, we also deplete Amadata in English. All right, let me leave it here before it goes all dim. Um, those of y'all who are, I hope you're strong, not looking somber. I know we started drinking water now because we've gone past the 3 days of dry, and now we are moving to now where you can drink liquids. All right, if you have made it that far, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for me. 4 more days to go. Trust me, now we have gone over the hurdle. We crossed the hurdle. This point, the body will be like, oh, I think I see what's going on. Because today I struggled with a lot of cravings. I even started craving for things that I don't even like. I don't like licorice, but for some reason I was craving it. I know it's part of the temptation, by the way. I held myself. It is probably 9 p.m. by now, and going to bed. I do have this little headache. I'm not sure if it's from or it is caused by Julius Mkwanazi. I have no idea. Anyways, let's leave it right here. Day 4 tomorrow. And much love from me to all of you. And the sign people, thank you guys for your hard work. Thank you. And thank you to everybody else. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Hey, who remembers Bostol? Remember Bostol? I always say it is castor oil in disguise. I know you have to shake it so that you don't get that oily. I still believe, Mina, in like the old medication that we used to see. It's new. I just because I have flu, guys. I don't know. This is my first time having flu since 2020. I'm not a sickly person. I hardly ever get sick. But whenever I do, I still believe in the old stuff that I grew up on, like Boston. This, I don't think I will ever. Um, all these other ones, I'm sorry. For some reason, I have distrust in them. I think maybe because I hardly ever get sick, so I don't necessarily need to take any medication. Okay, wish me luck because it does have this castor oily taste to it. It's oily, like castor oil. You can tell. I'm sorry, guys. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye.